We all have this freedom to kind of do whatever the hell we want, and that's what makes life so awesome, is that you can choose to do whatever you want. So whether that be drinking every day, I was just gaining weight like it was nothing, like just gaining and gaining and gaining. And finally one day I was like, I want to change, I want to do something different. So I started dieting, and I dropped a little bit of weight, and I fell in love with it, and I fell in love with fitness, and I then dove entirely too deep into fitness. I ended up with a full-blown eating disorder, binge eating, bulimia, restriction, binge, bulimia. It was like this whole whirlwind. And on top of that, I was exercising 1 to 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes every single day, cardio every single day, heavy lifting workouts every single day. And the mixture of it just ended me in a really terrible spot. So while I won't be going into any of those crazy details because I'm not sure what you guys want to know, if you do have any questions about what I just shared with you, which I know is not very broad, but it was just kind of a synopsis of what went on during my little journey. And through that, my anxiety and OCD were severe. So through that whole thing, I was a freaking train wreck, like crazy town up here completely. So if you guys have any questions, specific questions, you can leave them down in the comments, and I will also leave my anonymous Tumblr if you guys want to ask me any questions, any specifics on anything, if you need help with anything. You know, again, everyone deals with mental health problems, and a lot of people use drugs and alcohol to suppress that or to cope with that. Sorry, my battery just died. I think what I was saying prior to this was alcohol is pretty normalized in our society, and people do like to think that they can drink normally. I also thought that I could drink normally, and over the past 3 years since going plant-based, I did think that I could drink every once in a while normally, but it's just not something that I can do. I have to come to terms with that. And there are people who do think that, you know, having a drink at the end of the night or having a drink after a hard day is kind of a normal thing to do, and it's okay. You know, a lot of my clients will ask me about that, like, is alcohol healthy? Or how much can I drink? Or can I go out like once a week and go drinking with my friends? And I just cannot promote that. It's just something that I can't promote. It's like asking me, it's like asking me how many cigarettes can I smoke and it still be healthy. And everyone has different opinions, and that's okay. We're all allowed to have different opinions. I have just come to find what I believe, you know, and what makes sense to me, and different things make sense to different people, and different people want different things out of life, and different people want different health approaches. Some people don't care, some people don't understand mental health, some people don't want to understand mental health, and it's all okay, and it's all up to you how you decide to live your life and what you decide is right and wrong. It's you and you alone. So my opinion, when it comes down to it, does not matter. So you can agree, disagree, sort of agree. We all have this freedom to kind of do whatever the hell we want. And that's what makes life so awesome, is that you can choose to do whatever you want. So whether that be drinking every day, drinking once a week with your friends, not drinking at all, not needing to drink at all, deciding that you don't want to drink at all, it's up to you. And again, the same thing with drugs, although I think we can all agree that harder drugs are not okay and never will be okay. But it is an epidemic. Drugs are an epidemic, and it's getting worse. And we are coming to find that the root of it all is mental health. And mental health awareness is so important, because if we pay attention to mental health from a young age and understand it and cultivate it and can kind of use better coping mechanisms and learning about ourselves at a younger age, because I think in my head I like to think that if I would have just gotten a little bit closer to my mental health and understanding it as a younger child, things would have been a lot differently. But I didn't understand it. I had no idea what anxiety was, and my first thought was, this pill will fix my anxiety. Not me. I won't fix my anxiety. This pill, if I take it, it will fix my anxiety. and then it kind of hooked in that it does make me feel better, but so does this, and so does that, and this illegal drug, this legal drug, this alcohol, it all makes me feel better, but eventually feel worse. But yeah, so I did just want to go over a little bit of that. I have so much that I want to share about mental health and about drugs and alcohol and about recovery and about eating disorders, but it's a lot to work out in my own head. And like I said in my Instagram post, I am still working it out. You never figure things out 100%. You are forever growing and learning about yourself, about the world, about how things work. Your opinions are always changing. As you learn new things, your opinion on things will change. And that's how it's been for me over, since forever. I have been forever changing, you know what I mean? And since I found this lifestyle, it has been positive changes for the most part. I've taken some steps back for sure. I've taken lots of steps back at certain points in my journey. And that's okay, because essentially it is that slow and steady journey up into finding yourself and who you are, and getting back to your core beliefs. And it's not easy. Life is not always easy, but it is always wonderful, and I always feel so lucky. Even if I'm feeling really bad, I still feel lucky, because I'm like, you know what, I do feel bad right now, but I have learned so much that I can cope with it better, and I have so many people in my life who help me when I'm feeling that way, and everyone feels that way. Some people don't like to admit it, some people like to ignore it, some people like to pretend that they don't feel that way, or, everyone to each his own kind of thing. But when it comes down to it, we all have troubles. We all have ups in life and downs in life, and I really find beauty in sharing all of them. Share what you want, share what you feel comfortable with, share your own tips, relate to people, but always manifest that good. Try to not manifest the bad. So don't do the poor me. I don't like the poor me. That's one thing that I always have the biggest advice on, is do not, I like the saying, sit in your own shit. It's okay to do it sometimes, but it's not, it's when it's okay to feel bad. You're allowed to feel bad, but don't feed that. Don't feed the bad, and don't feed feeling bad. So don't do things that make you feel worse. Do things that make you feel better. You'll never be able to jump to happiness, but you can always take tiny little steps. So do tiny little things to make you feel a little bit better, instead of those things that make you feel a little bit worse. Like going for a walk, talking to someone, eating right, sleeping enough, hydrating, closing your eyes for 10 minutes, those little possible things. Don't say in your head, I'm gonna feel better right now, I'm gonna be happy right now, I'm gonna lose 50 pounds right now, it's gotta be tiny. I'm gonna do tiny little things to get closer to the good stuff, instead of those tiny little things that make me get closer to the bad stuff. Alright, I'm gonna stop talking now, because I feel like I might be talking a little bit too much, but like I said, I have so much that I feel in this, and this is a lot of what I do with my clients. We talk a lot, we get deeper if you want to get deeper, because while I love talking about recipes and how to eat right and how much to eat and your exercise and fitness and what workouts you should do, and planning meals with you, that's a huge part of my coaching. But a really, really big part of my coaching is sharing with each other, bouncing ideas off of each other of how to feel better mentally, how to take care of that side, how to love yourself more, take care of your anxiety and your OCD and your depression, and make yourself feel a little bit better on both sides, physically and mentally, because they play into each other. One cannot survive without the other. One can't be healthy without the other one being healthy. So you can't eat like shit and treat your body like shit and expect your mental health to be okay. And you can't treat your mental health poorly and think that you're physically going to be okay, So again, so much to say, but don't want to make a super long YouTube video. Alright, again, if you have any questions on my personal journey, or on anxiety, depression, eating disorders, addiction, recovery, anything at all, you can leave them down in the description, or I will leave the link to my anonymous Tumblr and you can send them there, and I will answer them in a video like this, or on Tumblr. And yeah, if you're interested in going plant-based, just visit my website, StellaTheLight.com. You can hit the little contact me button and tell me your story and why you want to go plant-based. All right, guys, I'll see you for the next video.